Hello students, today we are going to study the ninth chapter, Measurements of Matter. Students, in the previous standard we have learned that compounds are formed by chemical combination of elements. We have also learned that an important principle of Dalton's atomic theory is that molecules of a compound are formed by joining atoms of different elements. Today we are going to study laws of chemical combination. The composition of a substance changes during a chemical change. The fundamental experiments is the regard were performed by scientists in the 18th and 19th century. While doing this, they measured accurately the substances used and formed. The scientists Dalton, Thomson and Rutherford studied the structure of substance and the atoms and thus discovered the laws of chemical combination. Scientists could then write the molecular formulae of various compounds on the basis of Dalton's atomic theory and the laws of chemical combination. Here we shall verify the laws of chemical combination by means of known molecular formulae. For that, let us do the activity. Apparatus, conical flask, test tubes, balance, etc. And some chemicals are calcium chloride, sodium sulfate, calcium oxide and water. Activity first, take 56 gram calcium oxide in a large conical flask and put 18 gram of water in it. Observe what happens. Measure the mass of the substance formed. Activity 2. Take a solution of calcium chloride in a conical flask and a solution of sodium sulfate in a test tube. Tie a thread to the test tube and insert it in the conical flask. Seal the conical flask with an airtight rubber cork. Weigh the conical flask using a balance. Now tilt the conical flask so that the solution in the test tube get poured in the conical flask. Now weigh the conical flask. Again, in the above activities, the mass of the original matter and the mass of the matter newly formed as a result of chemical change are equal. Law of conservation of matter. In 1785, the French scientist Antoine Lavoisier inferred from his research that there is no rise or drop in the weight of matter during a chemical reaction. In a chemical reaction, the total weight of reactants is same as the total weight of products formed due to the chemical reactions, and this is called the law of conservation of matter. Law of constant proportion. In 1794, the French scientist J.L. Proust stated the law of constant proportion as the proportion by weight of the constituent elements in the various samples of a compound is fixed. That is, the proportion by weight of hydrogen and oxygen in water is 1:8. This means that 9 gram water is formed by chemical combination of 1 gram hydrogen and 8 gram oxygen. Atom size, mass and valency. Students, we know that center of an atom is the nucleus and there are moving electrons in the extranuclear part. The electrons are negatively charged elementary particles, while the elementary particles that make up the nucleus are positively charged protons and electrically neutral neutrons. See the image of an atom obtained with a field ion microscope. The size of an atom is determined by its radius. The atomic radius of an isolated atom is the distance between the nucleus of an atom and its outermost orbit. Atomic radius is expressed in nanometers. The atomic size depends on the number of electron orbits in the atom. The greater the number of orbits, larger the size. The mass of an atom. The mass of an atom is concentrated in its nucleus and it is due to the protons and neutrons in it. The number P and N is the atomic in the atomic nucleus is called the atomic mass number. Protons and neutrons are together called nucleon. An atom is very tiny. Then how do we determine its mass? Scientists too struggled with this question. It was not possible for scientists of the 19th century to measure atomic mass accurately. Therefore, the concept of relative mass of an atom was put forth. A reference atom was required for expressing the relative mass of an atom. The hydrogen atom, being the lightest, was initially chosen as the reference atom. The relative mass of a hydrogen atom, which has only one proton in its nucleus, was accepted as 1. Therefore, the magnitude of relative atomic masses of various atoms becomes equal to the atomic mass number, that is P plus N. Example, the mass of one nitrogen atom is 14 times that of hydrogen atom. Therefore, the relative mass of a nitrogen atom is 14. In course of time, different atoms were chosen as reference atoms. Finally, in 1961, the carbon atom was selected as a reference atom. In this scale, the relative mass of a carbon atom was accepted as 12. The relative atomic mass of one hydrogen atom compared to the carbon atom becomes 12 into 1 upon 12, that is 1. The mass of one proton and one neutron on the scale of relative atomic masses is approximately 1. Dalton used certain signs to represent elements, for example hydrogen, copper. Today we use the symbols determined by IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. According to this method, the symbol of an element is either the first letter of the or the first and second another specific letter in its name. Of the two letters, the first is capital letter and the second is small. Molecules of elements and compounds. Atoms of some elements such as helium, neon have independent existence. It means that these elements are in a monoatomic molecular state. Sometimes two or more atoms of an element combine to form molecules of that element. Such elements are in a polyatomic molecular state. For example, the elements oxygen, nitrogen are in a diatomic molecular state as O2, N2 respectively. When atoms of different elements combine with each other, the molecules of compounds are formed. In other words, compounds are formed by chemical attraction between different elements. Molecular mass. The molecular mass of a substance is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in a single molecule of that substance. Like atomic mass, molecular mass is also expressed in the unit Dalton. How to deduce the molecular mass of H2O? See the chart. H2O is the molecule, constituent elements, hydrogen and oxygen. Atomic mass in Dalton is 1 and 16. Number of atoms in the molecule, hydrogen has 2 atoms, oxygen has 1 atom. Atomic mass into number of atoms is 1 into 2 and 16 into 1. Mass of the constituents 2 and 16. So, after calculation, molecular mass is 18. Following are atomic masses of a few elements in Dalton's and the molecular formulae of some compounds. Atomic masses: hydrogen 1, oxygen 16, nitrogen 14, carbon 12, potassium 39, sulfur 32, calcium 40, sodium 23, chlorine 35.5, magnesium 24 and aluminum 27. Molecular formulae: NaCl, MgCl2, KNO3, H2O2, AlCl3, CaOH twice, MgO, H2SO4, HNO3 and NaOH. When elements and compounds take part in chemical reactions, it is their atoms and molecules that react with each other, and therefore it is necessary to know the numbers of their atoms and molecules. However, while carrying out a chemical reaction, it is convenient to measure out quantities that can be handled instead of counting the numbers of atoms and molecules. The concept of mole is useful for this purpose. A mole is that quantity of a substance whose mass in grams is equal in magnitude to the molecular mass of that substance in daltons. Thus, the molecular mass of oxygen is 32 dalton and therefore 32 gram oxygen is 1 mole of oxygen. The molecular mass of water is 18 dalton, therefore 18 gram of water make 1 mole of water. So, number of moles of a substance is equal to mass of substance in gram upon molecular mass of substance. Avogadro's number. The number of molecules in 1 mole of any substance is constant. The Italian scientist Avogadro did pioneering work in this context. Therefore, this number is called Avogadro's number and is denoted by the symbol Na. Later scientists demonstrated experimentally that the value of Avogadro's number is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. Let us calculate how many molecules are there in 66 gram of CO2. Method: molecular mass of CO2 is 44. The number of moles in given CO2 N is equal to mass of CO2 in grams upon molecular mass of CO2. Mass of CO2 in grams is equal to 66 upon molecular mass 44. So N is equal to 1.5 mole. 1 mole of CO2 contains 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. So 1.5 mole CO2 contains 1.5 into 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules is equal to 9.033 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. A mole of any substance stands for 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. Just as a dozen has 12 atoms, a century has 100 or a gross has 144. A mole means 6.022 into 10 raised to 20. Valency. The capacity of element to combine is called its valency. The valency of an element is indicated by a specific number. It is the number of chemical bonds formed by one atom of that element with other atoms. In the 18th and 19th century, the laws of chemical combination were used to find out the valencies of elements. In 20th century, the relationship of the valency of an element with its electronic configuration was recognized. A sodium atom gives away one electron and a cation of sodium is formed. Hence, the valency of sodium is 1. A chlorine atom takes up one electron and forms an anion of chlorine, and thus the valency of chlorine is 1. After the give and take of electrons is over, the electronic configuration of both the resulting ions has a complete octet. Due to the attraction between the unit but opposite charges on the two ions, one chemical bond is formed between sodium and chlorine, and thus compound NaCl is formed. Variable valency. Under different conditions, the atoms of some elements gives away or takes up different numbers of electrons. In such cases, those elements exhibit more than one valency. This property of elements is called a variable valence. See the chart, some elements that exhibit variable valencies. Iron exhibits the variable valencies 2 and 3. Therefore, iron forms two compounds with chlorine, FeCl2 and FeCl3. That is ferrous chloride and ferric chloride. Compounds with ionic bonds have two constituents. These are cations and anions. They take part independently in chemical reactions and are therefore called radicals. It is seen from the above chart that different bases such as NaOH, KOH are formed when various cationic radicals are paired with the anionic radicals, that is hydroxide. Hence, the cationic radicals are also called as basic radicals. Different bases are distinguished from each other by the basic radicals in them. On the other hand, different acids such as HCl, HBr are formed when various anionic radicals are paired with the cationic radicals H+. Therefore, the anionic radicals are called acidic radicals. The difference in the composition of various acids become clear by the acidic radicals in them. While writing the formula of a compound such as sodium chloride, the symbol of the cation is written on the left and adjoined to it on the right is the symbol of the anion. The charges are not shown through the number of the ions is written as the subscript on the right of the symbol of the ion. This number is obtained easily by the method of cross multiplication of the valencies. Thank you.